In this video, we will learn how to embed Google Maps on a web page using Maps API. We will go step by step from creating an API key and displaying a map with a marker. First, let's go to Google Cloud Console and create a new project. Inside the project, go to APIs and Services and go to Library and look for Maps JavaScript API. We need to enable this API before we can use it. For Maps API, Google expects you to create a billing account. You will not be charged, but you need to create a billing account. Once your API is enabled, you need to create an API key. Go to APIs and Services and go to Credentials. Click on Create Credentials and select API key. Copy this API key and keep it handy. Don't share this API key with anyone. It's a good idea to apply restrictions. You can restrict it to work only with localhost. For example, when you're doing it for production, provide your domain name so that this API key cannot be used by anybody else. Now let's write some code. I have opened VS Code and let's create a new HTML file. I will save this as index.html. Let's add basic HTML tags. So in the body, I will create a div where I need to display the map. I'll add some styling for this map div so that we can set the height and width. So it will take up the whole page. Let's put this inside style tag. Now let's write some script. Let's include Google Maps API. I use defer attribute so that this script is loaded only after the page loads. We need to pass the API key to this. And we also pass a callback function which will be called after Google initializes the map. We call it as init map. Now let's create our init map function. Init map function will create the map object and centers around a particular location, let's say Delhi. This is the coordinates for Delhi. Now let's create a new map object, google.maps.map, which takes in two parameters. First is the div object. Second is our configuration like coordinates. Let's also set a zoom level. Now to test this, we need to run a local server. We cannot directly open the HTML file because you remember we added restrictions here so that it can be only opening from localhost. So we need to run a server. If you don't have Node installed, go to nodejs.org and install Node.js. Once you have Node installed, you can run npx serve. This will serve the current folder as a web server. Now let's open this in a browser. And you can see the map loaded and centered around Delhi. You can zoom in, zoom out. Let's add a marker. We can use the marker object and pass the coordinates, the map object, and the title text. Now let's reload the page. Now you can see the marker loaded, and on mouse over it shows the text. That's it for this video. You now know how to enable embed Google Maps with the JavaScript API. In the next video, we will explore custom markers and adding some interactivity to the map. Thank you.